listening to All That with Nikkie and Cat,
a podcast featuring real stories from real people who are real relatable.
Our goal is to bring you entertainment, knowledge, and an inside look on topics in line with health, wellness, and personal growth.
Tune in every Tuesday to join us on our journey. Let's get real. Ain't no mountain high enough.
What up, y'all?
What's it?
What episode are we on? Is this 6?
This is 6.
Oh my god.
I know already.
That's kind of crazy.
It is.
So this week we interviewed Denell Pirone, aka Doe Doe. She is my aunt. She's my soul mom. And she's just a beautiful person with a lot to say, a lot of great stories, and just a lot of charisma. So we interviewed her this week, and how do you think it went?
I think it went good. I appreciated the old soul, and like she's been through it all. So like the hippie soul part of her, and it was nice to get to know her more and know a little bit about like her backstory and everything she's gone through.
Yeah, it's like she looks at everything that has happened to her or is happening to her with just such peace and acceptance for just what has happened, what is happening, what's to happen. It's like she's just so at peace with everything.
Right.
So Doe's kind of been through a lot. So in this episode, we talked about the illnesses that she had, how like switching her diet and to like an organic plant-based type diets really helped her recovery, her craziest dates. We talked about her use with medical marijuana, and just she shared just a lot of fun stories, just had really great insight on just life in general.
Yeah.
Life in general, self-acceptance, and just kind of how to stay afloat through all the bullshit.
Yeah.
So, a little weekly update with us. How's your week going?
It's going pretty good. How's yours?
Hey, it's all right, you know.
Yeah. Thank God it's...
Got it. Tuesday.
Never mind.
I mean, Tuesday is our favorite day of the week, so we got to come up with an acronym for that, let's be honest, because Tuesdays we get to hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
So this is our second attempt at Perks and Pet Peeves, as we promised we were going to do a segment called Perks and Peeves of the Week, so like our ups and downs, whatever, from the week, a positive and a negative take. So you want to go first? What's your perk?
Yeah. My perk would probably be someone reached out to me and she told me that like she's been listening to the podcast, she's listened to every episode and she loves it, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Well, she told me that it inspired her to tell her story. So I was like, oh my God, like this is kind of what we were hoping to get, like people inspired and know and let people know that they're not alone and things like that. So I was like, yes, of course. Like I literally cried. Like
She did.
I did.
I saw it.
And so that would definitely be a huge perk for me from this week.
For sure. Like, I'm absorbing the perk.
Yeah.
It's really cool to know that people listen.
Yeah. And it's kind of like a perk for both of us.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I would say.
For sure, for sure. What's your peeve?
Pet peeve. I would say... only because I've seen it, I'm seeing it a lot this week, is people who put like their entire business on Facebook. Like,
Yeah.
Whether it's relationship, whether it's, I don't know, just like home life or whatever, or just anything, and they put like even family business or anything, and that's a huge pet peeve of mine. And like this whole week almost I've seen it, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why?
Why?
Yeah, that's definitely a pet peeve of mine.
All right. So my perk was actually like this podcast. This podcast is by far my perk of the week. Doe has been such a blessing in my life. She was my second mom. You know, like through her illnesses, you know, my mom was doing what she had to do financially. So Doe literally was my second mom. So to have this forever is really special to me. So that's definitely my perk of the week. So, but to lighten it up, I guess. What is my peeve? I just told you, but I totally forgot. Do you remember what my peeve was? Ladies and gents, this is why you write stuff down.
Yeah.
If I don't write stuff down, I forget everything. Can my peeve of the week be pee on the toilet seat? That counts. That's the peeve of my life. When there's pee on my toilet seat. I would never even bitch about putting the toilet seat down.
Right.
But like, I'm not trying to wipe
way
your
worse.
pee off the seat before I can sit down. So you know who you are. So that's my peeve of the week. So, we didn't have an email this week, so I'm kind of bummed about that. So, as a reminder, our weekly reminder to reach out to us at allthatwithnikkieandcat at gmail.com and shoot us your questions. We are going to be posting throughout the week, so you can write it right there on the post if you'd like. If it's something small, whatever. If it's something more private, you know where to hit us up. Check us out on Twitter. It's all that WNANDC. So all that WN and C. And that's for Twitter. Our Instagram page has really been picking up, so check us out there. Give us a shout out, give us a share. Thank you for your guys' support. Episode 6 with Miss Doe Doe. Enjoy. Everyone say hello.
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 All right. And we're on. So, this week we have, what do I say? Denell? That's weird.
It is weird.
This week we have Denell Pirone, aka Doe Doe. So, Miss Denell, who is Denell Pirone?
Oh, many people now. I've been around so long that I think I've evolved.
Plus, I feel like you've been an old soul like your whole life.
Yeah, pretty much. I would say for sure.
Yeah.
My viewpoints on things never quite fit in, but yeah, I think I have a genuine old soul.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you were to choose like 5 words to describe yourself, what would they be?
Chill.
All right.
I agree with that.
I'm very laid back. Thus, my viewpoints on things are also very laid back. Like, there are things that I do have an opinion on, but I'm not gonna
Is it worth
choose
it?
to talk to you about it. So, secret. I have a second side that not many people ever get to see.
All right. So that's 2 words.
Yeah, that's why I'm talkative.
All
Very
right.
talkative.
I would definitely agree with that also.
Nothing wrong with that.
Loving, because I do give my all to everyone. I try to anyway. I try to not hold back with love. Smothering. Sarah would totally agree with that one.
You love hard.
Yes, very much so.
All right. So, why Doe Doe?
That would be because of you. AKA Cat.
I actually don't think I've ever heard where Doe Doe came from, so I'm actually very intrigued.
When she was born and little, Denell was quite a mouthful to say.
Yeah.
And she came out with Doe Doe. Thus, every child, every adult has called me Doe Doe since Cat was born.
No.
So it's cool. It's like on your Facebook. It's like Denell Pirone, aka
Doe
Doe
Doe.
All right. So you've gone through a lot as far as life struggles, be it health, relationships, single motherhood, all of the above.
Yes, totally.
But I feel like you did have a pretty good head start in life. So enlighten me on the childhood. Take me back.
I've always said that I've convinced everyone anyway when I've told stories, I had to leave it to Beaver life. I totally think my mom and dad gave me everything that you need to start out in life. Family vacations every summer. I mean, we went to Six Flags, we went to the Smoky Mountains. I mean, you name it, Dad and Mom made sure we experienced it, right down to the sunburns, driving home. So, I believe I had to leave it to Beaver life growing up, and it wasn't until I was probably about 16 that I started to have a wild side and turned into the hippie child that I knew I had inside of me.
So your wild side, you started rebelling?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, totally. I mean, I had great big wide bell bottoms, and I embroidered on them these great big flowers.
Yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
everything
cool.
I did.
Yeah, that is cool.
I had this little crop top, because I wasn't always a big girl. I had this little crop top that I had sewn in sewing class, hand sewn, and it was hot, I will say. And I thought I was all that in a bag of chips for sure.
Okay, so crop tops and bell bottoms was rebelling?
Oh, big time.
Yeah?
I mean, Papa, come on.
So would you put those clothes in your backpack and change before you got to school? That type of thing? Or
Yeah, for sure. For
Yeah?
sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I know you got some crazy stories. So what's your craziest story rebellion-wise?
Oh, that would
When you
have
were a
to
teenager.
be when we went swimming in the Colonial Parks pool, which is right at Goddard and 75, where they cross.
Got it in 75. Okay, yeah.
There's
right by here.
Colonial Parks, and it's a private club you have to join. It sits up there on the hill. If you turn left off of Goddard, it's back there in the little thing right by the railroad tracks. Anyway, there was a field behind it, and it had a great big fence with barbed wire on top. But we were smart. We threw our towels over and climbed over on our towels and went swimming. Well, when the police came, we didn't have time to throw the towels on the barbed wire.
Oh,
we
God.
just went over. And I cut my leg pretty deep and pretty bad from my ankle up to my knee. I probably should have gone to the hospital and got stitches, but I just hid it really well and kept it covered and wore pants for a really long time. But yeah, that was kind of my craziest wild thing I did.
Did Nana and Papa find out?
Oh, hell no. Are you kidding me?
So you hid
I
what
would have
probably
been in
needed
so
stitches.
much trouble. Oh, hell no. No. Oh, yeah, no. That would have been, I wouldn't even want to get in that kind of trouble now with Dad. Are you kidding me? No. I wouldn't want to disappoint him, though, now. I think he would be more disappointed if I did something really wild and crazy now and got in trouble for it. Yeah,
Got
and
in trouble.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to, because I would have got in trouble with the law if we'd have got caught. I'm sure he'd walked me to my front door and said, "Listen, I caught your daughter, suit in hand, going over the fence." Yeah, we were skinny dipping, so yeah, that wouldn't have been really good with mom and dad at all.
Oh my
so.
God! So you went over barbed wire naked?
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
and thank God all I cut was my leg, because
Right.
I could have cut a lot of other things. Wouldn't have been nice.
Right.
So.
Okay, so that was rebellion in your teenage years, but what about rebellion in like your 20s?
I think
A little bit older, a little more legal.
well, I got married at 23, so I really didn't rebel a whole lot in my 20s. No. Rebellion in my 20s was probably Bill and I doing the nasty on the vice president's desk at Great Scots.
What's Great Scots?
That was the corporation that I worked for back
Oh,
in the
God.
day. Yeah. Yeah, they're closed.
That
It was a
definitely
grocery store
counts as
change.
rebellion in your 20s. You did it on your boss's desk.
Oh, he was the vice president of the corporation, the whole thing. Yeah.
Girl?
Yeah. Well, we figured it was private, no cameras, not going to get caught. I mean, he was the security guard. Come on.
So
That's my
you
lunchtime.
worked there and he worked there?
Yes. Yeah. That's how Bill and I met. Was
I didn't know that.
at Great Scots. Yep. Great Scott headquarters. I worked IT, and he was the security guard. So.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't either.
Kind of wild. Like I said, I'd take my lunch, and everybody thought because I went out to the car that I was leaving the premises. And I'd just walk back across in the security area, and him and I would go inside and have lunch together.
So, moving on.
Yes, please.
So what age did you have Sarah?
At 25. Bill and I tried for a couple of years, and I will never forget this little old lady at the Moose. She said, "Honey," she said, "I'm telling you, this will work." She said, "Next time y'all have sex," she said, "I want you to put your feet on the headboard of the bed, put a couple pillows under your butt, and you just lay there for a while." She said, "I'm telling you, them little slow swimmers will get where they need to be."
And you were just like, well, she is a crazy old lady.
That's,
but
yeah.
I'm still going to put my feet up,
Hell
though.
yeah. I'm like, I'll give that shit a try if that's what it takes, It's got slow swimmers, we'll help them bitches. So I tried it, and I got Sarah. So,
Aw.
So you were 25.
but right after I had her was when I started getting sick, so it was like,
That was going to be my next question. So what, if you could just describe to people exactly what your diagnosis is. Or, I mean, you can tell me the story. So, I mean,
No, I mean,
when did
which
you first
one?
find out that you were diagnosed with?
I was diagnosed with epilepsy at 16.
Okay.
And then 6 months after I had Sarah, I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis, diabetes, and high blood pressure, all in one seven-day hospital stay.
What is, and I'm going to say it wrong, sarcoidosis?
It's a lung disease. It's incurable, and it's the filtering agents in your lungs. They get clogged, and they don't do their job, so then in turn your lungs fill up and you suffocate.
What
But
causes that?
there's flare-ups, and right now I'm in remission. I've been in remission since 36, so I haven't had any flares since I was 36.
Wow. Okay. So what causes that?
They think a lot of my ailments that I have been diagnosed with have been due to prolonged usage of sarcoidosis and Dilantin, which is the medication for not having seizures.
Jesus.
Because I was
So
on
it's-
that from the time I was 16 till I was 36. That was
That-
36 was the magic
Once you
number
stopped
again
taking
too.
that, your other illness.
36 was when I found out I had the kidney disease.
So did you just stop taking seizure medication?
No.
altogether?
The nephrologist that I was seeing at the time, Dr. Jerry Yee, said it's showing up 0 in your blood because you've been on it for so long, your body's not registering that it's even receiving the medication, so why take it?
Right.
And then he found that I had glomerulonephritis, which is the kidney disease, and that he attributed as well to the prolonged usages of the other.
Okay, so, I mean, if you follow Doe or anything like that on Facebook, we did just do a kidney walk for you at the zoo.
Yeah.
Me and Nikki were both there. There was about 20 of us there.
There was 23 actually, I counted in the picture.
There's 23 of
I was
us
quite
there
proud.
For the National Kidney Walk Foundation at the Detroit Zoo, so that was really fun. So kidney disease, I would say, is the thing that you probably talk about most, or the thing that affects your life the most.
Totally.
I guess I would say.
Yes.
So when were you first diagnosed with that?
That was at 36. They told me I wouldn't live to see 50. I was diagnosed with the glomerulonephritis, which is it's a disease that affects the filtering agents there again in your kidneys, and they get clogged up to the point where they can't do their job, which is to filter all the garbage out of your body. So you fill up with toxins, and it's a very slow and painful death. So I wouldn't advise anybody that's been told they need to start dialysis to not do it, because believe me, it's a very painful way to go.
So speaking of going, when you were first diagnosed, like, didn't they tell you, like, you've got 6 months or something like that? I don't remember exactly what they said. But
They said if I didn't change my whole way of living, that I would not live to see 50, let alone raise my daughter, who was at the time 16. I was devastated.
Right.
You know, I'm like, okay. My kidney function was down low enough that he told me I was looking at dialysis within the next 6 months. And that was like, I mean, it was something in me flipped. I flipped a switch. I don't know what it was. And I said, no, I'm not accepting it. Sorry.
So what did you do?
I changed my way of eating. I changed my activity. I mean, I just, at 40, which, 4 short years later, I had bariatric surgery. And that really, helped a lot. It was a huge tool for me to get healthy, because I went from being able to walk just my street to being able to do 5 miles.
Oh, wow.
So, and I'm gonna get back there. I know I am. I'm shooting after a kidney. I think I'll be back there again someday.
You can stop hurting yourself.
Yeah.
She's sitting here with a ankle brace on, y'all, and a wrist brace. She keeps falling. She's trying to do too much.
And that's what everybody says. I need to
That
slow
ambition.
down. Slow down. Mm-hmm. I just want to get there fast, I guess. That's my bad side. I want to get there fast. I shoot for goals and aim high, and I want to get there.
Yeah. So, could you kind of walk me through, like, if somebody didn't know what bariatric surgery was?
They don't do it my way now anymore, except in extreme cases, which I was an extreme case. The way that they did mine was I was cut from belly button to my breastbone, and they actually took the organs out of my body and took part of my stomach out of my body and left it out. They sewed up the other part, put everything back in. Now they go in bariatric surgery with the little 6 little incisions, and they do the same thing just about, unless you're not getting traditional bariatric. They also do a sleeve, which is nothing like what I had. But bariatric surgery now is they make 6 little incisions and insert the little tools, sew off half the stomach, but they leave it in the body. They don't take any of it out. So
it's essentially so you can eat less.
right.
Right. Your
When
body
you
will
have the
handle
surgery, they leave you with, they say traditionally your thumb size. Whatever your thumb size is how big of a stomach they leave you in your body.
Wow.
Okay. So so a normal person's stomach is supposedly like the size of their fist, right?
Exactly.
And then an obese person's stomach can be 2 to 3 fists.
Right.
And then
Oh, I
they
didn't
take
know
that
that.
stomach and they make it the
The
size,
size
of,
of
a
one
thumb.
thumb.
Right.
One thumb. So
Wow.
it's drastic. And if
Yeah.
you're not taking the proper vitamins, getting the proper nutrients, you can lose your hair, you can lose your teeth. I mean, you can lose
Yeah.
a lot.
And plus
Unhealthily.
you get like violently ill though if you eat
If you eat the
foods.
wrong things, oh yeah, you are in the bathroom and
This
it's
is
not
like after
pleasant.
surgery. you're
Yes.
saying? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. My mom told me that this guy left the hospital after having bariatric surgery and went to Wendy's and got 2 double cheeseburgers and fries, bust open all
All
of
his
incisions,
stitches, yep, had to come back.
and was rushed to the emergency room, almost died.
Right. Almost died for real.
Wow.
Like you cannot get something that serious and not be that
Right.
serious.
You
like,
have to be dedicated. That has to
Yeah.
be, like I said, you
It's a
have
tool.
to-
It's like anything
it's-
else.
Exactly, Catherine. It's just like if you dedicate yourself to Body for Life, and that's your tool.
just that, unfortunately-
That's your tool. Well, bariatric surgery is just that, a
Yeah.
tool.
right.
It's just so drastic because it's like at that point, being physically ill is the only thing that's going to stop you from your addiction, basically. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a little more severe. Like it's a little more upfront. Like you're like, damn, I really can't eat like that anymore because I don't want to feel this way.
Right, you don't want to get sick. You don't
Yeah.
want to have that yucky feeling.
Right.
Your mom and I, it's funny, we call it mouth sweats. You don't want to get the mouth sweats because if you get the mouth sweats,
Oh.
you're going to be sick 9 times out of 10. It's not pleasant.
But okay, so that helped save your life. You've
big
been.
time.
I feel like when did the dialysis start?
That didn't start to my 56th birthday, right
So
on it.
almost 20 years after your diagnosis.
Right. Which I had already beat that diagnosis by 6 years, which would, like I said, I celebrate my birthday every year internally. I don't celebrate it so much externally, but I celebrate it internally because I am so proud of the fact that I made it another year.
Right.
That I beat that doctor's diagnosis another year. I've done what it took to stay here another year.
Yeah, it's a celebration.
Yep,
Absolutely.
for me, for sure.
Yeah.
So I did ask about dialysis, but I'm more interested right this second on, like, how does one do that? So, you talked about you made diet changes. So like,
I made diet changes, but I also made exercise changes. I made sure that I was going to the park, and I started off slow. I started off doing the little trail just inside the village area, and then I built up to where I could do it a couple times. I made sure before I went to the big track that I could do the big track at least once. You know, I had goals. So I set goals with, I'm going to make these life changes for myself. And like I said, I stuck with it. I didn't get deterred, which it's easy to do, very easy, because if you're not, knowing that I could die, that anything that deterred me could cost me my life, I guess also helped, motivate me as to not let anything deviate me from my goal.
yeah, I feel like nowadays especially you really focus on nutrition.
Oh, for sure.
You're very picky about what you put into your body.
Yeah. It's funny because I made sloppy joes last night. My dad said, "These taste really good. What kind of hamburger did you use?" I said, "Dad, come on. Really, you want to ask me that question?" He's like, "Is it that organic stuff?" He teases me about my organic food.
I made my dad turkey meat spaghetti once, and I didn't tell him till after he ate 2 plates worth.
Good
He was
job.
like, oh, I thought I tasted something different. I was like, you liar.
No.
You taste nothing.
He wouldn't have had two.
Yeah, but he's a beef guy, you know. It's
Yes.
like your typical
He's like Papa.
New Balance dad.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Loves meat.
For sure.
But anyway, so. Okay, so you're very big into, like, organic. Everywhere the Doe goes, like, her contribution, like, if it's, like, a bring a dish, she brings you an entire salad bar of everything pre-cut up, all organic, all super healthy stuff for you, and then lemons. Everyone's like, can I have ranch?
Yeah.
Dressing's bad for you.
It's not good for you. You need to experience the actual tastes of the salad.
Yes.
Because if you put lemons on it, then all you're going to taste is the actual vegetables, which I like.
All right, so we navigated to what, 36 so far.
Yeah.
When did you get divorced?
The first time
Yes.
at 29.
Okay, so
yeah.
like in the midst of all this.
Yeah. In the midst of being very sick. And then I think it helped because food was my comfort back then. Helped my morbid obesity along because I ate for comfort back then, you know. I was going through a divorce. I was buying a house. I was trying to do all these things. Cut my fingers off my freaking time I'm cutting the hedges in my new house. It's
You
like,
cut your fingers off. What do you
Yeah.
mean? What?
well, they were
You
hanging,
said it all nonchalant, like,
Yeah, like,
cut
no
my
big
fingers
deal.
off, normal stuff to do in your 20s.
They were just hanging by the skin. I cut the bone right at the joint, and so they were just like hanging.
How?
I was using electric hedge trimmers, you know, those electric things. And I had them in the locked on position. And they came unplugged. You know, they were the kind that you had to drag the plug across the yard. Not the kind with the battery like they have now. But, yeah, I'm dragging this cord across my backyard. And I'm a brand new homeowner, so I want to get it all in order and everything pretty and nice. So I'm hedge trimming, and they came unplugged. I plugged them back in. It's locked in the on position. It started shaking, and my first instinct was to grab them. And I grabbed the part that's shaking with the blade.
Oh my
So
god.
I got these two cut off, hanging by the skin, mind you.
And you were probably just like, hey guys, I'm going to
No,
go to the ER.
You know, I was in the backyard by myself, so I grabbed my wrist and ran to the front yard. Well, my girlfriend Faith was out front with Sarah playing in the front yard with her kids.
Is this still on Roosevelt?
Yes.
Because
that was
going
when I
back
first
to
bought
Leave
my
It to
house.
Beaver,
Yeah.
she bought a house across the street from the house that she grew up in.
Yeah.
She literally moved across the street.
Exactly. It was perfect. My mom
This
and
little
dad were there.
dead-end street.
I was a single mom. My mom and dad were across the street. They could babysit, so it was perfect. I mean,
Yeah.
it worked out ideally.
Okay, so we'll bring it back to it. Sarah frolicking in the front yard as one would do.
And I'm squirting blood like a fountain as I'm trying to cut off the circulation, running to the front yard. And I scream at Faithy across the front yard, I gotta go to the hospital. She sees the fountain, and she runs in the house and gets her keys, comes over and gets me. And her sister, she leaves the kids with the sister. Takes me to the hospital. I said, just drop me off and go back home. And when Dad gets home, tell him to come to the hospital.
Oh my
But
god.
they just put everything back together, sewed it all back up. You can see the scars on my hand. And sewed it all back up and told me that I wouldn't have any feeling in those fingers. Well, they lied because I got feeling in this one completely. And if I do a sugar test, oh yeah, I can feel it. This one, on the other hand, it's like 50-50. Sometimes I can feel it, sometimes I can't.
Eh,
But they lied.
still better than the doctor
Heck yeah.
diagnosis.
I know, I was
And I
going to
can-
say, you're proving doctors wrong all over the
Heck
place.
yeah, like I said, I can use them. He said that the tendons might never ever work and I might never have no use. I'm like, oh no, that can't work. I won't have that. That's not how it works for me.
Right.
So yeah, no, that's usually what I tell them when they say something to me. Oh really? Is that what you think? Because yeah, I don't know if that's all gonna work out for me. We might have to change that or switch something around because I don't think that works.
All right, so you're 29. So Bill got the boot.
Yeah.
Who's
Well,
next?
actually, I left him in the trailer, and I moved home with mom and dad for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
When my divorce got final, I got kind of a chunk of his money, so I bought myself a house across the street, which worked out perfect. And I raised my daughter there for the most part. Actually,
For the lot of part.
I actually gave her the house. That was my wedding gift to her.
Oh, the house she grew up in.
Yeah,
Oh,
because she's my only child. Come on,
Yeah,
for real. What am I going to do with
right,
it?
of
You know.
course.
And at that time, I was kind of exploring different relationships and things. So
Don't
It
get
worked
too
out.
don't get too ahead of me. So Bill, then who? Who's next? Who
4 years.
Did you
I
date?
was 4 years. I was totally like, no, I'll just hang home with my baby girl and do me and her. So for 4 years, it was. Plus, that was when your mom was going through some problems and needed me. So, it wasn't until after you and your mom moved into the apartment that I started having a relationship with guys again because I could bring them home.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm sure like having 2 little girls and your sister at your house wasn't the best place to take a date.
No, not at all. So, and like I said, your mom and I were both going through. She was helping me recover from my traumas. I helped her get through her traumas. So it was kind of,
It's cool that everything timed out for you guys to just like be there for each other.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah. It's weird how things work out like that.
I just think it's the universe aligning itself as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So,
So was husband number 2 next?
yes, Joe Pirone. Actually, we're not legally divorced. We just haven't seen each other in quite a while.
Food
long
for
time.
thought.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Well, yeah,
I don't know what happened with that.
I caught him cheating. So
Yeah.
that wasn't good, yeah. Well, I went to his work. I dropped him off at work because he didn't have a car. He was working 2 jobs to afford to get his car fixed. And I dropped him off at a security job. And I went home, took care of my daughter, did stuff at home. And then I put on a sexy nightie and went to his work. And as I pulled up, there shouldn't be any cars there because he doesn't drive. He doesn't have a car right now. So,
Right.
but then I thought, well, maybe it's, the security boss dude coming around to check. Because it was a construction site, and he was in a construction trailer. So I'm thinking, unless it's a boss, but I had a coat on, like a trench coat kind of thing.
Were you about to bang at his work too?
Yeah.
You nympho?
I had a bottle of wine, and I thought, okay. Well, he got off in an hour, so we didn't have a whole lot of time. We could just get, the stuff started and go home and finish it. So,
Good God.
But anyway, I got there. No, it was terrible ending. I got there, I pulled up, and as I pulled up, the lights on my car are shining on the front of the building, and he stands up, and all I can see is a silhouette, and it looks like he's like zipping his pants and buttoning his shirt. And I was very bummed out. I mean, my heart just went, oh, you asshole. What the fuck? What am I doing?
Did you guys have problems?
No,
I was
I
too
mean,
young. Like, I don't.
No, that was my first clue that there was. I mean, he had called me a nympho himself several times. So it's like, really? If I'm a nympho, why are you cheating on me? I didn't understand it at all. And he said that she just showed up there, but whatever.
Oh, yeah. She just
Oh,
showed
right.
up. So,
I ain't believe in that
tripped
shit.
and
How's she know
fell
where you
into her
work?
vagina.
You know?
Right.
And her mouth is on your cock. Why?
Oh.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't
Oh,
have
no.
said that.
The hope was just natural. You are
Anyway.
totally fine.
He comes out of the building and she backs out kind of distantly away from him. And he's like, what's going on? What are you doing early here? And I'm like, what is she doing here?
Right.
And what was going on when I pulled out? He's like, nothing. What are you talking about? I'm like, I'm not stupid. I seen your silhouette on the freaking window. You think I'm ignorant? Come on. I wasn't born yesterday. He's like, it ain't what you think. I said, whatever. I said, I'm going to go ask her husband what he thinks. And I went to her house and I knocked on the door.
Oh, damn.
And she's on the phone with her husband, and he walks to the door with the phone in his ear. And I said, yeah, you know where your wife's at right now? She sure as hell ain't in at U of M where your kid's in the hospital from getting hit by a car.
Wow.
So did you know her?
Oh, Joe bowled with her on Saturday nights. And I couldn't bowl at the time because I was too sick.
Nice.
Yeah, it was not a good guy. I mean, I didn't realize it, that he was like...
How long were you guys together? Because
We actually only were living together for 2 years.
So I was
And
gonna
then
say,
I
like,
gave him the boot, and it was like, oh, you dummy. I had quit smoking for 4 years, and I went back to smoking cigarettes right then. And who did I hurt? Not him. Me. That was something I really regret about that whole ending of the relationship thing there. I hurt myself out of that whole thing. I mean, he hurt me well enough emotionally, but I hurt myself.
so how come you never got divorced?
I told him if he wanted a divorce, I would not object. Pay the $50 and I'll sign the papers. He has never served me with papers. I'm not going to search his ass out and pay $50. That shit.
Right. It ain't worth $50.
No, it ain't worth $50 to me. Now, I just found out Social Security laws, I might need to get a divorce and be divorced at least 2 years so that I can collect his pension. So, might be worth investing $50. Just saying.
Yep. Look
2
at it
years
as
before
an
I turn
investment.
62, which would mean in 2 years' time I need to get a divorce. So, who knows?
Might as well be smart about it now. Hey.
Hey, exactly. I mean, because I always thought, well, hey, if something happened to him, I could collect his pension. Because I'm legally still his wife, you know. But, no, I don't think I want to go that route. I think I want to be able to, at 62, have my Social Security automatically upped because I was married to this fool for so long. So, whatever. It'll work out. I know everything will align as it's supposed to.
Absolutely. I believe in
Has
that.
in
for
my
sure.
life anyway, every time.
Yeah, it's super, like,
Every time I've been diagnosed with something or gone through something, it seems like everything just is right there where it's supposed to be.
yep. You always come
That's
out
why
ahead.
I know I'm going to get a kidney. Everybody's like, well, how are you so positive about that? I said, I just know it's going to happen. I just feel it inside me. It's going to happen. And I'm going to be that light to shine. And look at, this is what happens when you know.
You already are, though.
Nana used to say I was a lighthouse.
Oh. Made me cry.
That's why this is so important to me. My heart. This is my mom's ashes, Nikki. And I wear them. Everybody thought I would. Mom, Deanna, your mom and Dad both thought. My dad thought I would get a gold chain to wear it on. And I said, if I got a gold chain, then I can't wear it every day. It would be way too formal to wear every day. So I went and got myself a piece of crafting leather, and I hung it on there, and I've worn it every day since she passed, and I got the ashes back.
She's close to your heart.
Oh, yeah. Mom had a wild side that nobody ever knew.
I knew it.
She had a wild side that she was itching to get let loose. You know, I mean, even when she was in the nursing home and I went there to visit her, she begged me to take her to this section of the garden that didn't have cameras and give her a cigarette so she could smoke a cigarette. Damn it. If I go out, I want to go out my way.
Oh, no.
So she wanted to smoke till the day she died, I think. I swear. Because she would always say to me, breathe on me. Do you got a cigarette breath? Mom, stop.
She put the fire in all of us, and Papa gave us, like, the stability.
Oh, yeah, for
structure.
sure. Oh, there's no question.
Yeah.
No question. If you knew our family, it's totally, yeah. Mom, but you know what, when she was mom and we were growing up, she had a wild side, but it was on the weekends. that we stayed at my grandparents'. She didn't never let us see no wild
She had
side.
that switch.
Oh yeah, totally. She was
Oh,
mom
it wasn't until she was like older that,
that
the
she
switch,
let us switch. And that switch didn't quite work
Yeah, it was
so
like
well.
broke. It was worn
Yeah.
out.
She's like, don't feel like flipping it no more.
All right.
Screw that.
So speaking of wild side, what came after Joe?
That would have been Art, and he was around for 10 years.
Yeah, he was around for like my whole childhood.
Until he picked up the bottle again. Well, actually, he says I caused him to pick up the bottle again. If he listens to the podcast, I will say he says I caused him to pick up the bottle again because I broke up with him. But it wasn't that I enjoyed our relationship outside of the bedroom. I just got bored with things in the bedroom, and if I get bored in the bedroom, then it don't work for me no more. I'm sorry. I can't have you around. Is that so? I know that sounds really shallow. I know it sounds so shallow, but that's just...
No, I feel like that's very important to you. We talked about it a little bit on the podcast with the guys, and it's like it's just more important to some people. Like it's
Yeah.
very important to Nick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like to have like Nick and Chris are sitting there talking about like their opinions on things. You know what I mean? And Chris is like, I prefer affection shown in other ways. Nick's like, nah, B, just be in a robe when I get home.
There you go. See, and I think, like I said, I went to his work in a sexy black nightie, and I think that kind of stuff is important.
Yeah.
And if it don't work, if you're just in the same old routine, and that's where Art and I had gotten. After 10 years, sexually, we had just gotten into this rut that I just didn't want it anymore. I was done. And he said, oh, well, I can.
Sorry, y'all. I'm setting up a table.
That's okay.
I gotta put my mic in front of me so I can look at you beautiful ladies
Oh.
and then still have good mic quality. Hello. Halfway through the podcast, I moved my mic. I was thinking about it the whole time. Anyways, I'm adjusted. Carry on.
Okay. Anyway, he says I caused him to start drinking again because I broke up with him because of boredom. And yeah, maybe he got depressed, but you know what? I don't think that you can put
You have to put your happiness
feelings.
first.
Yeah.
I don't think you can put your feelings one way or another on someone else. You don't blame or cause, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They don't cause or affect anything that you should live in your life.
Yeah, he made that choice.
Right. It's like that doctor telling me I was, diagnosed with melanoma on my stomach, and I'm going to have to take some chemotherapy. Well, damn it, I'm not going to accept that.
Right.
When someone tells you, okay, it's over, it's up to you how you deal with that situation.
I'm big on that because I would never want to be with someone that didn't want to be with me.
Me neither.
So, like, I don't know. I get it, I guess. Like, I get the hurt, but
we're grown. Walk away.
be hurt, but I guess I would have pride in it, I guess, is what I would say. You know what I mean? Is like, I wouldn't say it would hurt me any less, but I would have too much pride to let them know that I
Right.
was hurting. Like, I would never beg someone to be with me. But I've also never been in that situation, but
Are we referring to Art again?
no, I was just referring in general.
Okay.
I refer to no one directly.
Thank you.
So what's the craziest date you've ever been on? We'll lighten it up a little. It can be of any time in your life.
I was just going to say.
Or you can pick more than one because I'd love to hear them.
I would have to say a birthday party for Ron Schindorf.
A birthday party.
Yeah, we had a keg party for him, and
Who'd you go with?
him.
Oh, okay.
We were just friends, but I was celebrating his birthday. His birthday is August 25th, And his wife's, I think, is the 24th or the 26th. I know Sherry's is right there, too. Anyway, this was before Sherry. He was turning 18, I think.
So you guys were young.
Yeah, and we got a keg and went out to Sterling State Park.
Anyone that has a keg for their 18th birthday is definitely going to feel like a badass.
Oh, we were having a good time. It was fun. But it got crazy for me when I hooked up with these two dudes that pulled up in a boat on the shore.
What?
Yeah.
So your date had nothing to do with this birthday party?
Oh, no.
So I'm sorry, just two random dudes show up?
Yeah. I don't even know their names to this day. I mean, I hung out with them for probably 5 or 6 hours.
Denell Sue.
And I couldn't even tell you their names today. It was so strange. You know.
Were you messed up?
I don't even know. I smoked some pot, but I mean, back then pot wasn't as good as it is now, so it wasn't like I was wasted. Oh, you know what? I might have done some. That's clean. Yikes. Yeah, I might have been a little messed up. Now that I think about that, might have encouraged the wild side.
Might have encouraged it.
Yep. I bet you any money. Anyway, I got on their boat and went for a ride for a few hours. It was quite the experience.
Quite the ride.
Yeah, I really had a good time.
No pun intended.
Okay, so I had no idea where you were going at with this birthday
It was
party.
quite
I was like,
wild,
girl, I
yeah.
asked you
Yeah,
for
it
your
was
craziest
kind of
date. Why you
blindsided.
had? You're like, we were just friends. It was his 18th birthday. I'm like, what?
He got
And then
quite
you're
mad.
like, all of a sudden, bam.
Yeah, Ron was pretty pissed at me because when we came back and yeah, he walked up on me and them saying goodbye kind of thing. And yeah, he was really mad at me. He was like, it's my fucking birthday and this. I kind of hid my head and hung and went and got in the car.
Okay, so because like Sarah's basically my big sister, so I'm gonna be the typical little sister role. And will you tell me about the time that she got in trouble in Midland?
Oh, that was a moose convention. And
Sorry, you just said 18th birthday party. I don't know, it just made me think about it.
she went to a birthday party in some boy's room.
What?
Yeah.
Three.
Sarah.
Yeah. Oh.
3 boys.
Oh, yeah. And they trashed this room. I mean, literally, they threw a freaking bed mattress out the window. And all security got was Taylor Moose. Well, guess what? No, that ain't happening. Your dad was the governor. I was the senior regent. Oh, hell to the no. Are you going to pin a bad rep on our kids? My daughter was in my room, or in our room, you know. I might not have been in there, but I know my daughter was in our... Oh, come to find out, no, my daughter went to this party. But my daughter got scared and they left. But not before telling these boys that they were from the Taylor Moose. So when these boys got in trouble, oh yeah, we're with the Taylor Moose. No, they were not with the Taylor Moose.
No.
They were with some other moose.
I want to
lodge.
hear about what happened when you went and got her.
Oh no, I beat her ass. Oh honey, I beat her ass. She was cowering in a closet, and my sister pulled me up. Give her a break.
Now, this is in the
Oh, no.
90s, so for anyone overreacts.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, nowadays I would have been arrested for child abuse. There's no question, I'm sure of it. But back then, I had a paddle hanging on my wall in my kitchen. And children, I never
did.
had to use it. I
She
never,
drilled-
ever had to use it. All I had to do was show that to them when they came to my door. You come in my house. I love you all. You can hang out here. As long as you abide by my rules, there won't be any issue. And I was pretty lenient, was I not, Catherine?
You drilled holes in that paddle so the air would go through it. It hit
Yeah,
you
hey,
harder.
It said, heat for the seat. Apply as needed. Now,
Enough said.
yes.
Wooden paddle.
I did break it on Sarah's ass and had to get a new one. But
No, that was the original. I think the heat for the seat was in the second one.
all I know is, yes, I was a single mom. You didn't give her, she didn't have that bad of a childhood, though. I don't even want her to say she had a shitty childhood.
Oh, no. I just think it's hilarious with how, like, I wouldn't even, like, just tough. You were just a tough love mom.
Oh, yeah.
And then how, like, mushy of a mammal you are. It's so typical.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Sarah's
I'm a-
like, what the F?
Emma has me wrapped. Nolan has me wrapped. Being a grandmother is so different than being a mom. I can be a really great mama because I don't have to be the disciplinarian. Being a single mom, you better be it all, or they're going to run wild on your ass.
Right.
You have to be
I
tough.
mean, you got to be tough. Even in this day and age, and you're afraid of being called the cops on, whatever. If you don't lay the law down and they don't know to respect you, forget it. You lost the war a long time ago.
Right.
So, I mean, I believe in tough love. I mean, my dad ruled our house with an iron fist. My sister will tell you about the time she got her ass kicked when she wrecked my car, and it was my fault because I let her get behind the wheel, and she had never had driving lessons. But I thought it wasn't that big of a deal. She had played video games. She knew how to keep a car on the road.
You played video,
In the video
games in the 80s. You could totally drive a car.
Right. So, yeah. Anyway, she ran into a cement dumpster. Yeah, it was not good. And you know how you back off from an accident impact, backs your car up? Well, she hit the gas again instead of hitting the brake. So we hit it a second time, and that was when my head went through the windshield. It was not good. I'd only had the car 3 weeks. I hadn't even made a car payment on it yet. I had an 81 Chevy Chevette.
And your baby sis.
I
Drove
let my
it into a
baby
cement
sister.
dumpster.
Yeah.
Girl, why would you let your little sister drive? I would never
'Cause
let
I was-
Cameron drive my brand new car.
I spoil her rotten. She will tell you, I raised her for the most part. My mom worked full time. I love my mom to death, my mom and dad. My mom never worked until after she had my sister. When my sister turned 5 years old and went to school, my mom went to work. And from that time on, I pretty much raised my sister. You know, there's 5.5 years difference between us.
That's
So
like
I
our
was
family's
10.
tradition.
you
You either
know.
have 5 years in between or 10.
Yeah,
That's like our family's pattern.
exactly. So,
So it's weird. It's like you were that way with my mom, then Sarah was that way with me. I was that way with Cam. Cam had to be that way with Emma. Emma's got to be that way with Nolan. We just flip flop
yeah.
all the way down. So, speaking of you being a hippie, I wanted you to kind of elaborate on a hot topic that's definitely on the rise right now. Medical marijuana.
Yes, I've been legal since it's been legal. And
When was
I
that?
was
Do you
illegal
remember?
a long time before that. 6 years, I think, now. I think it's been 6 years.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah, wow, that is...
I know. It doesn't seem like it's been that long.
Yeah. And
Well, I
now
mean, I
the
guess
cards
'cause-
are good for 2 years. And this is my second 2 year, I know. And I think I could have been 7 years even, because I think I had 3 before.
So do you like renew it after
Yeah.
the 2? Okay.
Yeah, you just go back to the doctor and they want you to come for 6-month checkups. But that's just, he has to tell you that when you go and get your card. But
Right.
he says it's not really enforceable.
Probably like an insurance thing.
Yeah. Like I said,
they
he's
get to
covering his
charge for
ass.
your-
Yeah, he's covering his ass.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so how is that, like, I feel like the family is a lot more accepting of it now, but they haven't always
Oh,
been,
no.
like how far it's come, you've come even farther in regards to, like,
Hey, my almost 80-year-old father built me a smoke shack on the patio last winter so that I had someplace to go to smoke and be out of the cold.
Aw.
I had a propane heater, not propane, with kerosene heater, and I just filled that, well, he helped me fill that bad boy up because it was quite heavy. And yeah, I stay toasty warm out there. And most of I would say every single one of my girlfriends that smoke cigarettes, we would hang out there 95% of the time, especially Cindy and Beth. Cindy and I and Beth and I would hang out there almost our whole visit together.
You've always had like the same friends.
I have a Golden's Girls Circle, yes.
That's kind of cool. So like, what would you say, just because we do talk about friendship a lot on this podcast, so like, what would you say is the key to a long-lasting friendship?
I would say love and understanding between you and that person. Acceptance. You don't judge. You don't expect any more than you're willing to give of that person. You know, acceptance is a big thing because you have to be accepting of each other's flaws. And it's okay, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, Lisa is more closed off, but each one of my girlfriends, Beth, is very private, but she is so giving. You won't find a more generous personality than Beth. I'm so blessed to have each one of these girls in my life. Cindy, Beth, Karen, and Lisa. I have 4 of them that each one has their own little part that they play in my heart, that make me a whole person, because they are an intricate part of who I am. Each one of them gives something to me and I give something back to them, and it's like I said, they're my golden girls.
Yeah, we're talking
Cindy's
like
ringtone is even the Golden Girls ringtone. Yeah, exactly.
So we're talking like decades of friendship.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. I actually, you know what? I shouldn't leave out my childhood friend Karen. Her and I are still very, very close. We don't see each other very often, you know, but she
You
grew
have
up
2
with
Karens?
me. Yeah, I have 2 Karens. Karen that has been around, we figured it out, about 34 years, and then the other Karen's been around even longer than that. She's my Roosevelt Karen, and we grew up together, sitting on a swing or sitting in the cherry tree eating cherries, or the swing was underneath the weeping willow, and we told many a stories to each other underneath that tree. She was my confidant. I told her all of my crazy
Roosevelt's been good to you. You had your first home there. Lisa lives right across. Lisa lives 2 houses down from my grandparents.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's like how they met.
Yeah.
Know their whole family.
Right.
Everything.
Yeah. Oh, Lisa and I lived across the street from each other when I lived in my house. So she hung out. I mean, we had our 911 party every Thursday night. Everybody came to my house
you guys
to
would
watch
watch
911. Yeah, it was. We had a.
Was it ER?
Yes.
I was like,
ER.
911.
No, it wasn't.
I didn't want to sound
ER.
dumb, but I'm like, I'm
No,
pretty
you're
sure half
right.
my
No.
childhood you guys abandoned me to watch ER.
Yeah. Every Thursday night, everybody came to my house and we watched ER. That was our night. night.
I think that's cool. Nikki does stuff like that.
Yeah, it was cool. It was fun. And like I said, Sarah had her show that she watched. I think she was into Friends. That was her
Sarah loved
television
Friends.
show she was addicted to. So I think she got into that though from her days, because even though she wasn't like old enough to partake as an adult, you know,
That ritual sticked.
yeah, she would see that we were sitting there watching it, having fun, laughing and goofing, and so I think it was something that she was definitely influenced by.
We totally got way off topic.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
how do you go from having to hide, borderline like feel like an outsider because you smoked pot, to Papaw literally building you your pot fortress so you could smoke weed outside? Like what were like?
Well, I was out of the closet. Your sister, aka Sarah, outed me pretty much to Nana and Papa.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, when she walked into the hotel room and I had been in the bathroom smoking pot and she could smell it. She never knew I smoked pot. Now, mind you, she was getting her friendship, so she was old enough to join the Moose. She was like probably 25. Maybe a little younger. She might have been 23, 21.
I was gonna say, it had to have been, because I feel like it's been a while.
But she found out that I smoked pot because she walked in and the room smelled like marijuana. And I felt it was a bad issue, a big issue. She was mad at me, wouldn't talk to me. And we were sharing a room, a motel room. I paid half, she paid half. So yeah, it was not, she was mad and she told me and Pippa and it was ugly. They were disappointed in me because at the time it was very illegal. At the time I was using it for way more than medical purposes, though. I was getting high, I won't lie. I liked the relaxed feeling I got. I liked getting high. It made me relax. I didn't relax the way I like to relax unless I was high.
Now, did they come to you and say, Sarah told us this, or did Sarah say, oh, I told them?
No, Sarah told me. I let Mom and Dad
Okay.
know,
I think she was probably pissed.
Oh, she was. She was really mad at me. Really, really mad at me. I don't think my daughter's been that mad at me since. Or maybe it's just that... Cause
She just does feel really strongly about that. She does.
But
She's gotten a little better.
I don't
The
know.
whole family has. That's why I'm like,
But Sarah and I still don't have the closeness that we used to have when she was growing up. And I think it's because I blossom into who I am, and I'm not going to hide that anymore. I am who I am, and you either love me or hate me. And if you hate me, then I'm sorry. It's your loss, I feel, because I'm a very loving person, and I have nothing to give to anyone but love, especially my daughter, my
well, I
only
definitely
child.
wouldn't ever use like the hate word in regards
No,
to the
but
two of you.
she does definitely maintains a resting bitch face around me.
I think that's just her face. No, I think Sarah's calmed down a lot. I do.
Well, yeah, as far as the marijuana issue, I don't think it's a big thing anymore. I don't, as far as who I am, I think I think I might be too overwhelming for her. I think my personality overwhelms her at times because I'm a very strong personality.
You are, and she's more of a conformed personality.
Conformed and controlling. Everything has to fit and work.
Well, I mean,
I don't fit or
how
work
else does she get through the
that
day,
way.
man? The girl leaves her pillow at 6 a.m. and doesn't hit it again until...
Oh, Lord, I don't know how she maintains. I really don't, Catherine.
I know.
I give her so much props for
I know, she's amazing. She's amazing.
Right. She does so much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially when Emma's got practice every other night and she's got Nolan to lug around and she got off work you might as well say 10 hours by the time she gets there, gets punched in,
Right.
does her work and gets punched out and walks to her car. I mean, her car's probably a quarter of a mile from where she actually walks the stairs and punches in. You've been there, Catherine, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So she walks probably a quarter of a mile from the parking lot to her building to
Right.
punch
Yeah,
in.
it's pretty far. It is.
So-
I'd be late every day.
You'd be late every day.
I'm borderline late if I don't get the front parking spot.
Oh,
Anyways.
I think you
running it.
inherit that from your mom.
Oh, definitely. I'm a little bit better.
Mom's going to be late for a funeral. But
Yeah.
that's okay. We're like that.
I'll get there right on time. And then
When you're
realize
supposed
that I
to.
forgot something.
Yeah. We'll fix it.
Something like that.
One of your children will get the right genes and fix it all. They'll be like you, laid back enough that they can get it organized, get it together, but yet chill and maintain.
I try. I still have those tendencies, though, where I'm just like, Like, I just feel super tense for a second. I gotta take a step back and be like, breathe.
You maintain. You get through.
I'll
You
try.
can do it.
I'll try. Definitely have you and my mom in me, for sure. For sure. I got a little hippie, and then I got a little type A, too. I'm a type A hippie.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
You're the perfect blend. That's why I say.
All right,
You're
all
s-
right. This is
you're-
about you.
I know, but you make me like gush as an aunt. I go on about how proud I am of her and how much I feel like she's grown as a person. I tell people all the time how proud I am of you.
I think the more and more that we do these podcasts, the more, since we've had different age ranges, we've had guys, we've had girls, like, you really don't, like, Sarah literally, like, first episode, hit the nail on the head. Like, you really never stop finding yourself.
Oh, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I totally, I mean, to me, but I also believe in I am enough. At this given moment, who I am is who I'm meant to be. And I'll get through this situation with who I am right now.
Right.
I will grow and I will get bigger from it. But for right now, I'm enough to get through the situation at hand with how I need to get through it.
We have had some fantastic fucking females
Oh,
on the show.
hell yeah. Hell
I'm
yeah.
so glad you've been listening.
Yeah, oh, totally. I'm immersed. The only episode that I have to say I had to listen to in parts was The Boys, because I was really tired. I put it on right after dialysis, which is not a smart move.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep listening to it. But it's because y'all's voices are so...
They have a little more serene voices.
Yeah. Yes.
And I think Chris's storytelling is definitely like, I don't know, I could fall asleep to Chris telling me a
it's
story.
His voice.
Yeah.
His voice is very calming,
Right.
soothing.
Does he tell you bedtime stories?
I was listening to it laying out on the porch with the fan blowing on me. I had medicated, so I was in the right frame of mind to listen, but I was extremely tired from doing
Right.
dialysis, and I was, like I said, I got through a little bit of it, and then I had to listen to it again so that I could get the whole thing. But yeah, I'm an avid listener, follower, sharer. I do it all.
Yes,
So,
she does. She's definitely one of our biggest fans, for sure. She's always showing support. So this is Doe. She's a survivor.
for sure.
She's the most loving, pure soul that you will ever meet. She's my soul mom.
There you go.
That's a good one. I like that.
And I just want to thank you for sharing with us.
Yes,
I
thank
really
you
do.
so much.
Well, I really appreciate you girls asking me to be on here. Like I said, I follow y'all with my heart, and I give you all the love and support you need. This will be a great thing.
I love you. We love all of you.